Hello and welcome back to my regular news. Today news, ESPN takes on the politics of Trump. The network begins its pregame show Sunday NFL Countdown with a discussion about President Trump's incendiary rhetoric about NFL players who protest during the national anthem. One of the show's regulars, former head coach Rex Ryan, said he supported Trump and introduced him at a campaign event, but he was visibly angry when talking about the president's comments. "I never signed up for that," Ryan said. "I never wanted that. That doesn't mean I support 100% of the things that he says, and clearly this is the case." The protest was started last season by Colin Kaepernick, who dropped to one knee during the national anthem before games to protest the treatment of African Americans, especially by police. In a speech on Friday night, and then in a series of tweets, Trump has said the NFL should fire any players who protest during the national anthem. Team owners and players have responded by condemning Trump. Many players vowed to protest on Sunday. Ryan said he has gained a new perspective on the protest. "I look at it from a different standpoint. I look at it from all the men and women who stood for our country," Ryan said. "I was wrong when I looked at it initially. Now, this year, I look at it as a far, far better thing than just that." He said he now recognized the greater picture of it. Former NFL player Charlie Woodson added that it's unbelievable that after nearly 400 years of slavery, we are still going through this, still, and not just from anybody, but from the president. Show host Sam Ponder pointed out that Kaepernick had not been signed by any NFL team to play this season. "He's still at home watching this game on TV," she said. "We can't hope that people don't shy away from the conversation." Former white receiver Uncle Bowden said that there's misconception about the kneeling. "We are protesting inequality. We are also standing for slain police officers." He said, "We are all recognized that we live in a great country, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be worked on. It's unfortunate that it's taken this to see where guys are coming from." Former quarterback Matt Hasselbeck, who is white, also said his perspective had been affected. He said he used to view the anthem from the perspective of military veterans, but has started to see it from the side of African Americans. "I don't know what it's like to be Randy Moss at 17 years old," he said, referring to a fellow member of the show. "That's kind of what has changed for me this year." Moss, who is African American, said he appreciated Hasselbeck's comments. At one point, he leaned over to shake Hasselbeck's hand, calling him brother. Earlier this month, ESPN was in the middle of a political firestorm after anchor Millie Hill tweeted that Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded him with other white supremacists. Conservative media outlets, including Fox News, accused ESPN of political bias. Trump now jumped into trash talk ESPN on Twitter. After several days of headlines, ESPN President John Skipper sent an internal memo reminding his staff to focus on journalism and not politics. An ESPN spokesperson said this Sunday morning's pre-game discussion were on point with the network's mission. "If you read Skipper's note, he said we would as we always have really covered the intersection of sports and politics, the spokesperson said. That's it for today. I'm Christopher. Goodbye.